Jason, we know you spend a lot of time in the field listening to brand advertisers. What are they telling you these days, and what is different from what they were telling you a year ago?
Right. You know, the best part about being a client-facing professional is having the opportunity to frequently interact with some very smart brand marketers in the field. And you know, a lot of people use that time to sell their new products or hawk their wares or talk about their company. But at Eyeview, our mentality, it's a great opportunity just to talk about, ask them what their challenges are, what the frustrations are, and help really understand some of the challenges they have accomplishing their goals. And if you do this broadly enough, then you become a real market sensing organization, and you can provide solutions to solve some of these problems and get ahead of the pack, get ahead of your competitors, and drive real results. So that's our mentality, and if you're doing that well, you shouldn't be surprised by Mark Pritchard getting up at the AMA talking about media quality is a big issue and the ecosystem needs to solve it, because you're way ahead of it. You've heard it for a long time. You've been doing stuff to solve that problem. I'm very proud of what we've done on media quality, because we know this has been an issue for a long time. And if you're spending a lot of time talking with clients, you shouldn't be surprised when CMO gets up on a panel and says we need better measurement options for video. We need to connect the impressions all the way to the sales. You shouldn't be surprised by that, because you've heard it enough and you've been working on solving that problem for some time with the measurement community. So I think you know, this is how we compete. We listen very carefully. We build solutions that solve these problems, and it gives us a huge advantage in the marketplace. At times it puts us well ahead of the market, but it's a great way that we compete. Now, I think going forward, what you're going to hear a lot next year is you're going to hear a lot about predictability, and that is how do all the inputs, audience, calibration, media, creative, how do those drive the results, foot traffic, quality website, interaction, as well as sales. And I think you're going to hear a lot that the brand advertisers want greater accountability to manage that entire thing and have it be more predictable. And the reason I believe that is because that's what they've been saying all year long in all of my meetings. I want you to take on greater accountability. I want to spend the money, and I want you to be a good steward managing that, get me the performance that I want, and manage all those variables.
So you folks have been on the cutting edge of a creative personalization of video. What is next on the horizon for creative versioning?
Yeah, first, we believe creative in video plays a huge role driving results. These are 15, 30-second spots, sight, sound, motion. There's a lot of variables. Video has a huge role to play driving results, and creative within video has a huge role as well, right? Nothing connects better with consumers emotionally and rationally than video. So we are huge believers in the video space, and creative in particular. In the past, we've done some subtle changes to personalize and make that creative resonate with consumers, things like overlays, things like in cards, things like maps. And small changes have had huge impact in driving consumers to think and act differently, and get them to come to the site, get them into the locations, and get them to buy. So as we've built a nice business doing that, we've asked ourselves a question: if small changes have huge impact, small changes on creative have huge impact on sales, what do big changes do, right? And our thesis was big changes on creative had tectonic impact on driving results. So we set out to say, what do big changes on creative look like? And that's what's next after overlays and end cards, right? And we believe it's changing the edit in a brand-friendly manner, taking B-roll, other footage, and editing it specifically to resonate with consumers. An example of that would be, if we know someone's real technology-oriented, a technologist, then let's talk about the technology features of the Hyundai Sonata for that consumer, right? So they think and act differently about that brand. If we know a consumer is real eco-conscious and eco-friendly, right, let's talk about the great eco features of the Hyundai Sonata to that individual and edit that creative in. So you can have a great brand message, you can have pieces that speak to the features that are going to resonate with the consumer, and you can have your overlays and in cards. But that entire package we call advanced storytelling, and we think that's what's next in creative personalization, taking the moving images and really creating high resonance with consumers. And the initial results off the testing we've done have been phenomenal. So we've actually proven out small changes have big impact, but big changes have tectonic impact.
What is your perspective on how addressable television plays in cross-screen campaigns?
Okay. First of all, our position on is video, right? It's sound and motion. So we offer solutions for desktop, mobile, social, as well as TV, right? We're a full-service company that operates in all those different arenas. Addressable TV's got huge advantages, household-level targeting, and it's one of the fastest growing pieces of our business. We are huge believers in addressable TV and connected TV as well. It does have some challenges. There are some scale challenges, trying to find these users at scale. But so one of our most popular packages that we put out there is we combine a digital video campaign with an addressable campaign and run those combo programs together. It allows us to have scale, right, because we're got two elements with it. It also allows us to do a lot of creative iteration on the digital video side, where we can do hundreds of thousands of iterations, find out what works, and then apply that creative weekly to the addressable TV campaigns that we're running. So that has a lot of advantage being a digital native coming into addressable TV. But that's how we compete. Most of the clients on addressable TV that we have and have signed this year are brand new to addressable TV. They've never run a campaign before. So they've run their first campaigns with Eyeview on addressable TV. And I think in large part because they realize that creative matters, that scale matters, and our ability to combine these packages together gives them a huge advantage getting started.
Very briefly, is digital fraud via bots and other tactics worse than it was, say, 3 years ago? And what do you folks do?
Yeah, fraud is a huge problem. It's essentially theft, and it's a real issue for our clients. So our business is about driving results for advertisers. Our business is about creative personalization and the impact that has getting consumers to act. Now, it doesn't do any good to have great targeting and great creative on fraudulent traffic. It doesn't drive results. It's bad for advertisers. It's bad for our business. It's ultimately non-sustainable, right? Fortunately, since we've been outcome-oriented from the get-go, we've got great tools to understand what is fraudulent traffic, what is not. We've integrated a long time ago. We've modeled this out. We spend a lot of time eliminating fraud. We think any fraud is bad. We have a zero tolerance belief structure around that because it just doesn't drive results for advertisers, and it's a bad financial outcome to spend money on it on their behalf. So I know it's very fashionable for a lot of other competitors in the space to have fraud guarantees that are at the industry average. We think that's lame, and we think only zero tolerance on fraud is the best and only policy moving forward. So it has gotten a little bit better, largely because of awareness from the advertiser side. They're pissed and frustrated with it. The measurement options have gotten a lot better. There's great tools for pre-bid blocking. And advertisers are shifting their mindset from understanding just buying the targets or buying inputs and underwriting their thesis based on results. So as advertisers shift to more results-oriented stuff, the tools get better, right? Ad.txt, right? And the measurement becomes great. I think a lot of this will go away.